What's up,
Mm.
guys? Happy Monday. Welcome back to another REVB Marketing Mastermind. Today is Monday, October 20th, and we are here excited and just full of energy. And today and next week, we're going to do a little business planning. So drop a one in the chat. I see some people nodding their heads, some people nervous. I'm just kidding. Drop a one in the chat if you
I'm
started doing
whatever
any business
person.
planning. Heidi just
Yeah,
dropped
I'm
a one in the
whatever
chat.
person.
Heidi, thank you for the one without even knowing what I was going to ask.
That's
I
right.
appreciate
That's
that.
right.
All right. So Kathy's already started business planning.
I'm
Ruby
whatever personality type. Just like
doesn't answer.
doesn't like it. No, I
Ish. Kim
business
doesn't even give me a number. She says ish.
ish. Yeah, no,
Ish.
ish is a good answer. That's my answer. Ish. Yeah,
Tim, I'm not gonna start today. Tara thought about it. I love the honesty of this group. Did mine last week. Heidi, did you finish your entire business plan? Procrastinating. Okay. Whatever Jay says, whatever number three is. I love that. I don't even know. There is no three, Jay. Sorry, brother, but there's no number three.
three.
Okay. Need some tuning. Kathy's is finished. Kim, also, I don't know what three is, girl. Two is no, Frozy says. Frozy was like very quick to give it two. All right. Cool. So we have varying levels of plans. And so the what we kind of wanted to focus in on for the next 2 weeks was business planning and just kind of fine tuning like what we're gonna do for 2026. I found that when I plan out the year in October, November, December for the next year, I am far more likely to do the thing than when I'm like, oh, I saw that Pond made like really cute Halloween gifts for her neighbors, like in their little court, their little cul-de-sac. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. We should have done that for clients. But like on October 20th, the probability of me getting little like flashlights and making cute little signs and taking them out to, my clients and sphere is like very low, right? But if I plan for October of next year, the probability of me doing that is way higher, right? And so this week I wanted to talk a little bit more about like client facing marketing and client facing things and client activities. And then next week we're going to talk a little bit about marketing and like platforms and distribution and like, especially for those of us that are like, oh, 2026 is the year that I'm going to do YouTube. Like, what does that look like? Right. I don't know if anyone else is like me and they make big promises to themselves about what their content's going to look like for the next year. Cause like the new year is when obviously you want to start something. You're not just going to start it today. So we're gonna hopefully make a little planning around that.
Well, and then on the other side, because Katie and I are the complete opposite. I also like having a plan, but I think also knowing that the plan can change. Because if I like it, it's hard for me to know what's going to happen next year. And so part of me, I get frustrated because I'm like, oh man, I made this business plan and didn't stick to it. Drop a one in the chat if you ever made a business plan and didn't stick to it. Right. Like I think that happens too. And so, but I do think I tend to go in a better direction if I have some plan than if I have none at all. And so I think having a plan helps you get more done, but also being flexible around it. And Annabelle, yeah, Bella, the quarterly thing is my jam. Like I love setting a business plan and then doing quarterly updates to it because Courtney may like get way ahead. He may crush it the first quarter, and now his business plan is kind of out of whack, or the other side of it happens. And so I think I love the 12 week year and yeah, quarterly adjustments. All right, cool.
Awesome. So who here does client outreach, right? Like do do most people are like, oh, I have a referral based business, right? Like, so I guess maybe this is a better question. Drop in the chat or audibly tell me what percentage of your business is like clients retransacting, client referrals, sphere referrals, and like that personal business that like maybe you work for a little bit, but like your neighbor. Okay, 50%, 25%, 65%, 80%, 70, 80. Okay, cool. 60, 75. For those of you that were at REVB or have seen one or Tim or I speak sometime in the past 3 months, there's two goals with social media. Tim, what are the two goals with social media?
Get more people to know who you are and get those people to do business with you.
All right. Yep. Get more people to know who you are and then get them to do business with you, right? Because like a lot of us are doing really well with our sphere, right? Like 75% of 70, 70, 80, 60, 100 from bar bet. Like
Yeah.
some people are doing a ton of referral based business, which is amazing, right? But for some of us, like we still need to meet more people, right? We still need to find more people because I would argue that some of those people that Barb is getting is they are coming from social media. They are coming from a referral of a referral of a referral, right? So they may not directly know her, right? But for the agents that are like, oh, I don't do anything, all of my business comes from just people that know me, right? Like maybe we need to add another lead pillar, or maybe we need to add something else for next year, or just better outreach to the people that we already know, right? Because like who here has seen their neighbor or one of their friends' house go up in the market? You're like, oh shit, they did ask me like 6 months ago, like how the market was doing, and I kind of blew them off. I'm seeing a few head nods and a few like
Yeah, you
of
gotta
these
you gotta
faces,
love to see the just closed post with your friend and some other agent.
right?
That's always great.
Um,
No.
so as far as the framework for today, I made a little chart because like the welcome to my
Nice.
brain.
You made slides. Look at this.
It's a Word doc. It's just one picture. It's one picture.
You're so prepared.
It's just one picture. But this is what I was thinking about as far as like client based stuff, right? So we have social media, which is both one to many and one to one. We have communication, which is phone, text, email, mail, right? And then we have in person, which is like pop buys, reverse pop buys, and then events that you attend and events that you host. So these are kind of the three buckets that I wanted to talk about today. And I want this to be interactive because I know that there are some people on here that like Tim's just leaving the call. All right, thanks guys. There are some people that are on the call that crush these things. So I would love for this to have a little bit of audience participation, right? A little bit of group participation. But I want to kind of talk about these three buckets and reserve like about a third of the call for each of these things. Like, so first, I kind of want to talk about social media, right? For social media, some of it is to get new business, right? But some of it is also for us to deepen the relationships that we have or stay top of mind with the people that know us, right? So when we think about clients and sphere and people, what are we doing on social media to stay top of mind and to stay in community and in communication with our people? Don't all jump at once.
Yeah, don't jump at once. You know, I know
I see.
Courtney crushes this,
I
but
would say I
we'll
see
see. We'll
Courtney and I
see.
see
We'll see if
Lacey.
she
I'm not
jumps
gonna
in.
not gonna call them out,
You know?
but
Not gonna call him out. No, of course not. I would never call out Courtney, even though I know she's amazing
Courtney
at this,
Benson.
and Lacey as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Courtney
yeah,
Benson, yeah, that's the one I
yeah.
was
It's
thinking
funny
about
because
too.
they're like sitting next to each other on my
On
screen.
Zoom, same,
It's so
same.
cute. Like, they're always
Yeah,
like, oh, no, no, no. Like, we do stuff together, but like, we're not, and then they're like next to each other on my Zoom.
I got Frozy on mic. Frozy, you going? What do you got?
You said social media, right? Like
Yep.
comment on
Hmm.
their stories and have conversation that never about real estate. Just whatever they're posting and keep. And if I remember something, I'll send like, hey, remember you told me that I don't know, whatever. Like you like my boots, so here a link to the boots and stuff like that. Like you can check and like all the messages are like personal, just conversation because they already know that we are realtors, right? So you ask for social media.
Um, I love that, and I think it's funny, Katie, because when I got started, it was just call people, call expireds, call. And I don't know if you guys notice if you've updated your iPhone lately, and if you have an Android, I have no idea what to tell you. But if you update your iPhone lately, like my phone doesn't ring for calls that I don't know. It filters all these calls for me now. And so like cold calling is going to get a lot harder. It filters text messages that I don't know now. And so cold calling is difficult. Calling people in general is more difficult. And so what Frozy is saying of engaging with people on social is to me has to be a part of our new way of prospecting. And so how much time a day do you spend just commenting on people's stuff? Like Frozen mentioned, I love the strategy of going on stories and just messaging people on what they posted on their story. But how much of your time are you spending there on your prospecting every day?
I just dropped
Bella, do you have some?
the apple.com/iPhone for anyone that does have an Android you mentioned. I just dropped the
Yeah.
iPhone link in
Yeah,
the
that would be
chat.
a great part of your business plan too. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding.
I'm not.
If you have a listen, if you're a green bubble We love you here. You are accepted, just not in any group messages.
Just we're not gonna text you, but
But we
you are
still love you.
accepted as a human. But like, yeah.
Yes. Yes. All right. Bella, do you have something? Did I see a hand go up? Did I see something? What do you got?
I can just like point something that works a lot for me. So I get a lot of people that will message me and then I'll respond and I'll give them what they want and then they say ghost me. I'm like, great. So then what I do is I listen to what they were looking for and then I make sure to post it on my stories and post like a hook that's enticing that makes them respond. And then I just like make it like I just post the cool stuff about my city or I post like if I'm working with a client, I put some enticing things that I know that are people's common pain points, even if my clients aren't directly like in that same case or same scenario, and then it forces them to respond to me. Like I posted yesterday because I had a different relocation buyer, and then I got like three people that had ghosted me to respond to my story and be like, "Wait, which communities are you talking about?" I'm like, "Oh, now you want to talk, so let's chat." And then I hooked them
Oh,
back. I was like, "Welcome
Oh, it's
back."
funny you would ask.
Yeah. So stories are a good tactic if they don't respond in
that's
your
what
DMs right away.
Rick Lee, a lot of his content that he makes comes from like questions that people ask. He just makes it into a news style story. And then they're like, whoa, I can't believe like he's like, oh yeah, and then he's making them content, but then other people are also DMing him on that content. So it's kind of fun. Um, all right, in the chat, as far as separate business page versus personal page. So for Facebook, a Facebook business page is generally just used to run meta ads. Like I don't know many people. If there's anyone here, I would love to freaking interview you. But I don't know if there's many people here that are crushing it with an organic business Facebook page. That people are like, oh my God, I love this property post. I'm gonna buy the house now. Right. Like I'm not seeing much of that. But if you are, I would love for you to be on the REVB podcast. So send me
So,
a message.
yeah, basic Facebook business page there to do your just listed posts and the stuff that you may not put in your feed that you're growing an audience with. And then on Instagram, I mean, it's pretty much just a personal page. Like we not a personal page, creator page, whatever Katie is the right page to make. But for a lot of us trying to grow one Instagram page to a big following is enough work. Like trying to grow two is usually a waste of time.
Yeah. Um, I mean,
We're
it's
still on the Facebook business page here. Let me wrap this up. You should have a Facebook business page and you should put listings up there. You should put all the boring stuff that nobody really cares about there because you can run ads with it. The other piece is that it does pop up SEO wise for a lot of stuff. So you should have something there, but to me, it shouldn't be the focus when we're looking at converting our database into transactions and clients.
all right. Okay. Any
Cool.
other ideas on social media, one to many? Obviously, like one to many is just content, right? And then one to one, are the DMs. I love the story DMs. One to many. Lacey, do you also go live or is that just Courtney?
I
Courtney.
almost never go live. It's not because I don't find value in it, it's because I almost never think to do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Courtney Benson, calling you out. So for anyone that's on TikTok, I have been getting notifications from TikTok that's like, yo, you should go live because like creators like you go live and they get lots of views and some of them make money off of going live and blah 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 blah. Courtney, you go live frequently, yes?
Hey, I go live sometimes when I film my podcast.
Okay.
Well, I will film the podcast on TikTok while I'm recording on Riverside.
Okay.
So they get kind of a behind the scenes, and I set up my phone to look at my computer um, that way. But and I get a couple followers from it. I'll get, go back and get some comments. I'm seeing people who are watching the whole hour, like who's watching it. But yeah. I mean, I've got new content now, so I'm delving into the more personal side of
Yeah.
of life as I'm on cancer TikTok now. And I will tell you what's really interesting is sharing that very personal part of what I'm going through right now. The people that have raised their hands and have just really wanted to become part of that community. Like I do share, you'll see personal stuff every Sunday. I do a Sunday gratitude post. That's a behind the scenes of my life. And there's some hardcore followers for that, just like my mom and one other guy. But like it's amazing the people that connect with that personal versus, me talking about real estate. I just got a client yesterday. We went out and looked at houses because I did a video about how to negotiate a lowball offer.
Mhm.
And I got people came out of into my comments with that, and I went and showed houses yesterday to a guy who liked that. But just sharing that personal side, and then I followed it up with Sunday, I do a Sphere email that kind of plays off of some of the content that I've posted that week. And my Sunday is it's not real estate advice, it's just real life. And I don't talk about real estate. I just give like something. So I talked about my cancer diagnosis on Sunday, and my email is filled with people who've responded to it, but they're also coming from social media. They've asked to be included in my Sphere. So it's kind of cool seeing that tie in the content, people raising their hands, then wanting to be in my emails as well. And tying that, I've got more response from those Sunday emails that have nothing to do with real estate, has been by far my best drip campaign, if you will. It's
I
been
love
awesome.
that.
Yeah.
Paige just put in the chat, video DMs work all day, every day. Who
Um,
here? Oh, okay, go ahead, Tim.
no, you can. Sorry,
You said
I was still caught up on. I was still caught up on Courtney and the way she tells her story and how she gravitates an audience to her story, what she's going through in life, to also integrate into obviously her business. Like her business for me is like the obvious outcome, but Courtney, like I have to assume that they're one going through what you're going through is a pretty good amount of like it's a huge life event. To take that moment to say, hey, I'm going to share this with the world, like couldn't be a super easy decision. And so one, like I appreciate that you did that. But two, like I think we're all here to help people, right? I think most of us really do well in this business when we authentically really want to help people. And I think sharing your story is probably helping more people than you realize.
It's been amazing. I have an agent in Houston who messaged me, and she went and got checked for breast cancer, and they found something. And she was like, literally, people have been telling me for 2 years to go, and for some reason I listened to you. And I mean, I have now over a dozen emails from women who've reached out to thank me for sharing my story. I've also kind of, because I still make it about real estate. So I do kind of include like here, I did a here's my
Yeah.
day the other day. And funny enough, I was not sure. I was a little worried about sharing it. Like, would people
Hmm.
send business to the girl with cancer? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
Yeah.
that's a rough roll of the dice, right? Like, I just got a text message from a client in Colorado who I've done 2 deals with them, and she gets my Sunday emails, but she's not on social media. And she's like, "Wait, do you have cancer?" And I said, I do. And she tells me a personal story. And she said, "Well, my daughter's going to sell her house. She's moving back to Colorado, and we want to work with you if you'll have us. And if you need us to wait for you, we'll do that." And I was just like, "Oh, thank you for reinforcing that it's okay."
Yeah.
Because I'm human. And so I'm just, I know it'll work out, and I know it's not going to impact my business except for in a wonderful, beautiful way. And I will say that more good has come out of it than not. So I encourage people to share your story. If you have a story, share it.
Hmm.
It's amazing the community that it opens you up to and what you can do. And then I shared that, they're going to do breast cancer screening at Rise.
Yeah.
Like that was
Yeah.
a perfect. I shared that this morning. I'm like, how great is it that you're part of a community that just constantly reinforces you're in the right place? Like, And now they're going to do that at Rise. Like, just couldn't be any better. So if you've got a story to share and it's on your heart and you're wondering if it's the right thing to do, I would encourage you to do it and follow up with emails. Let people become a part of your life, because when you do, they trust you with what's important to them, which can be a lot of money and moving their family. Like, if you share some vulnerability and they can trust you, then they'll trust you when they need to move forward. Like, that's it,
Courtney,
it's
it's
reinforced.
yeah, it's been inspirational to watch from afar.
Thank you.
And I don't know if you know Connie Carlson, but similar situation. She's in Atlanta. And she's chosen the same thing as far as to like be public with it and use it to, support others and
Yeah.
everything else. And yeah, just inspired to watch it from afar. The other side is like I hope it inspires people to tell more of the story of what they have going on. I think we overthink it way too much, and and don't get me wrong, like my story is not yours. My story is that my wife made me cookies when I'm trying to eat healthy, right? So obviously those two things aren't comparable. But what I could say is like people want to see your life. Like people want to work with people that and I ate the cookies, by the way. I did not have any
I
discipline.
don't think that anyone had any doubt in their
Doubt. Yeah.
mind that you did that, Tim.
But that
But
was
we
one
get
of
that
the
it was
most
tough for you in your life.
but that was like one of my most engaged with stories, right? And I think the reason is because like I don't know, people can relate to it. And I think people want to work with people that they feel like they know. And Courtney sharing that story, like people feel like they know Courtney much better than maybe they did before before they got to take part in that. And so just telling your story
Yeah.
is huge.
And people want they want a platform to share their story, and they may not be
Yeah.
brave enough to be on social media to do it, but they're responding to my emails. They're sharing. And I've been doing these emails for a while. I shared about when we lost all of our money, and I had a client tell me that she used to be on food stamps, and now she sits on the board at Walmart. Like, literally,
Yeah.
you would have no idea. And I've tried to explain to people, when you share something like that and give people an opportunity, and I ask them, tell me your story, and they share their story with you, that ties them to you so much more than you telling them what the interest rate is. Like, if somebody shares
Yes.
with me that they were on food stamps and they share that vulnerable moment, like, they're like, if I'm comfortable enough to do that, you're my person. No matter what, you're my person. So giving people that opportunity to be vulnerable and show them the way, and then giving them the platform to share it back with you, that will make you clients for life. 100%.
So dropping in the chat the link if getting a screening at Rise is something that you are interested in doing. You can do so on the 3rd, November 3rd, if you're in
All
Orlando.
right.
But yeah, no, Courtney, I've always loved your ability to be very candid in sharing, because it's something that you've done for a while, for the entire time I've known you, right? As far as being comfortable in sharing and being open with your story. And that also, like, for people that are like, oh man, I don't feel comfortable with that, or I couldn't do that. Like, you can choose how much of your story and your life you share, right? Like, you don't have to share every single thing. You don't have to share nothing, right? Like, there can be some sort of spectrum in which, where you choose to share. But people on social and or email or whatever it is definitely feel more connected to you as a human when you do share.
But I do think that voice in your head that says, "Hey, people may think that like whatever, right? People don't like get that little voice in your head probably isn't right when you're thinking about telling your story. So find your balance, find what you like, but don't listen to the voice inside your head that thinks somebody is gonna think less of you.
Then I will think less of you the more you post about cookies. Just so we're all on the same
Okay,
page.
that's fair. That's fair. You're not my audience then, because other people love my cookie posts.
The
So,
voice inside in your head, Tim, is actually true.
is actually
Please,
right.
please
That
stop.
was right.
Please stop posting about cookies. All right. So social media, one to many, one to one. Very powerful the one-to-one conversations, DMs, when you see the things you send, um, the messages, and video DMs and stuff like that. All right. So now we get into the stuff that people don't love doing. I also get that people don't love doing social media. Communication, phone, text, email, mail, right? Courtney just said that she every weekend sends out a kind of roundup email to her sphere, to her people, right? And I know that Gigi made a comment that she sends out a Sunday email and a Friday forecast. Barb raised her hand. What do you got?
So, this is my jam. This is my passion. This is all I've ever done. Transparently, our business could probably be bigger and stronger if we did more video and some of the things that I've learned from all of you. But the one thing that we have done that I believe has helped us through every market, every economy, every recession, our business stays stable, is that we have consistently mailed a postcard to our database for 20 years, every single month. We don't miss a month. It is a non-negotiable. And it is never about how many homes we've sold. It's never about our listings.
What is it about?
It's only about the questions that I know they're wondering about when it comes to the market. What's going on? What's going on with rates? What does the government shutdown mean to, the housing market? What do the headlines mean? What if the feds lower the rate or don't lower the rate? It's seasonal. It's literally information that any consumer, whether they own a home or not, is curious about. We do it in a 8.5 by 5.5, big postcard. And I cannot tell you how many times a past client has come to us 10, 15, 16 years later and said, never responded to a text, never came to a party, never engaged on social media, and literally will say to us, thank you so much for staying in touch with us. It is magical. And I know 1,000% it is why our business has stayed consistent. Because here's what I want to remind all of you. You cannot guarantee they're going to see your social media. You cannot guarantee that they're going to answer their phone or that they're going to listen to your voicemail, because we all know they're going to read it. So they're not going to hear your happy voice. We cannot guarantee, right, that your email is going to get opened. What you can guarantee 99.999% of the time, as long as they still live in the home, they're going to look at their mail. And here's what I know for a fact. They may not read it, but they're going to flip it back and forth. And they're going to oh, there's Barb and Harold, trash. Oh, there's Barb and Harold, trash. Oh, there's Barb and Harold, trash. 12 times a year. I'm so passionate about it that I actually created a company around it. And so I actually do this marketing for realtors. I'm not saying this as promotional. I'm just telling you, I do this marketing for realtors across the United States because it's very I don't do market specific stuff. I do more general stuff because here's the thing. I've got clients in South Orange County. I've got clients in Riverside. I've got clients in LA. I've got clients in Long Beach. And so they're all over and all markets are different. So I never do market specific for that reason. However, it's transformational. Gigi, I'll drop my email. It's better to just email me because honestly, the website is crap because I don't market this thing. I don't put it out there as much as I should. But I will tell you that if you want to work 100% by referral, this is the way to do it.
I love that. And so, I know that I don't know if it was Tom Toole that made it up or Robert Mack, but I know both of them do this, that if you think about the we're just talking about 12-week years, but if you think about the year as 4 quarters, every quarter you send 3 mailers, right? And it's market, things to do and then something else. So they have a specific thing where it's just rinse and repeat every quarter of it's updated for that season. It's updated for the next season. And so this is what I was talking about. If whether it's, hey, I'm just going to do something that's hey, here's the update of what is happening in the real estate world. And this is the news and this is the thing like Barb is talking about. Right. Or if it's here's the monthly thing that I'm going to send out every single, whatever that looks like, you could plan that now. Right. Oh, I'm going to send out pumpkin patches in September for October. Oh, I'm going to send out Christmas lights in November for December. Oh, I'm going to send out insert thing here. That's where I like planning because too often it's October 23rd. Shit, I should have sent out pumpkin patches and it's too late. Right. And so if you sit down, I have the big ass calendar, but even just printing out an 8.5 by 11 calendar for every single month of the year and writing in all the things that you want to do for next year and having that on your desk or having that on your wall. That's what I'm challenging y'all to do for your mailers, or saying, hey, I'm going to contact, if you have 200 clients that you've worked with in the past, how many times should you contact them? Maybe twice, 3 times via phone, like put together whatever that cadence looks like now, so that you're not seeing the for sale sign go up next door to your house next year. Right. All right. Phone, text, email, mail. Is anyone doing any newsletters? Drop a 1 in the chat if you're doing deal of the week. I'm seeing some head shakes, no's. I love that. All right, we got 2 people, 3 people. Go ahead, Tom.
For my side of the fence here, for people like me,
what are you like, Tim?
I'd like to hear from somebody that committed to doing something that they know would work, and then didn't follow through with it. It didn't happen. That wants to do it again this year. And I want to know, what do you think you're going to put in place to make sure you stay consistent with it and do it? Because I don't know about you guys, but I've thought about doing postcards a lot. I've even said I was going to do them, and then I didn't. So what's something that you want to commit to that you failed on? And let's talk about what you got going so we can make sure you actually follow through with it. Nobody.
John Stokes said he does deal of the week, and then he left the call. He's like, I do it. Bye.
And he's like, I'm out though.
Yeah.
I'm not going down this road. Who's got something they flopped on that they want to do again?
Hired someone to do the weekly newsletter. What's funny, Tim, about the weekly newsletter is I was just talking to you about this last week. I was like, you could just send what you want to say, and then I have someone that could send it out for you.
I know, that's fair. That's fair.
I have someone hired.
My girl Sheena has never slowed down on the pumpkin pies. Amanda, what's up?
Yeah, I was just say anything redundant, I just don't have, I just will never do it because it's boring. I feel like a lot of us who are creatives can't do that. So I'm learning, just hire.
Love it. Yeah, I'm same. I just get bored. I get bored way too easy.
If it's not real estate related, what would you put in a weekly email to your sphere?
I have an idea. Sorry. Really quick. What you guys could do, I kind of took the idea from one of these calls back then where you collaborate with a local business. Okay. So I reached out to some people that I personally know that have local businesses, and I'm like, hey, if my people can come here, can you give me a little code for them to get a slight discount? So then you just add that, and it's not real estate related, and everyone loves free things,
free or cheaper things. Yeah.
Free or cheaper things. So just send that out. And one of them was like, oh, I'll give you, here's a bunch of cards for your clients, and they get free hour facials. I'm like, do you know how good that looks? Of course I'll give it out to people. And so that worked out in my favor. And you'll realize businesses are all struggling in some way sometimes. So they're always open to collaborating to get more clients. So just an idea.
Do you have any of those gift cards left?
It's in my, okay. When you come to Orlando, drive 2 hours north.
Okay.
And I'll give you
Tiffany the facial.
All right, cool.
Bella, what the heck?
I
help you every week, and you live down the street from me, and you're in my org, and I didn't even get a freaking facial. Wow.
Well, Gigi, you didn't ask, so
she gonged. Where's the gong button?
You didn't ask.
I'm never helping you again with a listing agreement.
I just got a lot of lines. These lines are coming in.
Tim, they saw them. They saw them on the Further Together promo post that.
That's right.
The BAM team made. I saw them. Speaking of Further Together, Thursday, virtual event, Further Together. If you guys are available, we'd love for you to attend. But if you're not available, just register. Tell your team to register. We're trying to get more registrations than they've ever had for virtual events. So register, tell your friends, tell your team, tell your office, tell your brokerage, tell all your friends,
tell your
everyone,
church,
tell your church.
Tell your little league baseball team that you coach to register.
Drop into the group me for your, Kathy. Yep. Kathy, you are just crushing life. I love you, girl.
That's all what I'm talking about, Kathy. True supporter.
Focusing back on the thing. So I know Bill Olson has his email newsletter. I don't know what he is up to, but I know his open rate is about 80%. Which is pretty much unheard of. Most realtors get a 20% open rate on their email, 20 to 30%. His is at 80%. And he is simply taking his best performing posts from the week and dropping them in with a little bit longer of a thing, right? So he's doing the local news, right? So his posts are 45 seconds to 90 seconds long of a video, but it doesn't always have every single detail of the news that's dropping. So in his newsletter, he basically bullet points out the thing. But what's even better is he's not even really doing a ton. He's taking that article or thing and being yo, give me an email with bullet points for this. and like dropping the chat or Claude or whatever thing, reading it to make sure it's still accurate, and dropping it into his email. And then at the bottom, he does have like work with me, buy, sell, invest, book a call, do the things, right? So there is some real estate related stuff in there, but he is dropping basically just some social media posts, right? Like I know like the Sharon email sprinklers, like all text 3 times a week, do the thing, like, but it doesn't have to necessarily be that way. Like other things work too.
Yeah,
Thanks, Tim.
I concur.
I thought you were gonna. I paused. I thought you looked like you were like.
No, the Bill Wilson thing I like because he's putting out a lot of content, and so he gets to see what does well, and so he knows what's relevant to his audience for the email. I think the struggle a lot of us have is like Melody's going to go write a weekly newsletter, and she doesn't have the confidence in what is interesting to her newsletter to get the open rate to get people to be interested. And so that is the power of putting out more of the local content is you get to say like you just know a lot better what's going to be interesting to your newsletter audience. The thing that you could do, Melody, is like maybe you're not doing a bunch of local news stuff, but maybe there's somebody in your market that is, and you can look at what they posted and see what did the best, and that'll give you the idea of what is going to work. So Katie is cringing because she knows realtors probably go look at her Houston Unlock page and they could go see what people in Houston actually care about that week. And then that you can email them about that. It's all right. Listen, one of the most flattering things that can happen to you is that agents can start leveraging your content. It's a good sign you're doing something right.
So I have a cheat code for the
Ooh, we
newsletters.
love cheat codes.
So I coach at the high school for 2 different aquatic sports and help with the other 2. And I make all of their merch. So I have all of their email addresses. So whenever there's big meets, our athletes make it to districts or leagues or state. We have upcoming booster events. I drop those into the emails that I've hijacked out of my shirt company. And then just rebrand it with real estate logo at the bottom. So I have now captured everyone who didn't know I was a realtor because they saw me as a coach and drop it into a newsletter that's not actually real estate related, but now they know who I am.
Yeah,
I like it.
I'm in.
Woohoo.
All right. Katie, what's next?
All right. So just we'll just have a little disclaimer. Make sure that as you guys are doing any sort of mail, phone, email, text campaigns or things like that, you have consent to contact people and check the TD I don't know the acronym, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Just don't
Yeah, I
do shady
think
shit.
one thing too that Sharon talks about back in the day was like the list swapping. So if you have a business that you know has a big email list, being able to say, hey, like I know you've got that big email list for your
Plumbing
kids
company.
swimming thing. Like, would you email your list about me? I will email my list about you. And so they could send out a thing that like you're doing a new home buyer course or something cool, register here. And then you know that you're going to email your clients, hey, aquatic school is doing a new class. You can sign up here. And so now you're crisscrossing your audiences and helping grow each other's lists. All right,
That is
Katie,
true.
what's up next?
That is true. In-person events, in-person things. So I ordered these in least to most work. Well, actually, Popeyes are a lot of work, but Popeyes, reverse Popeyes, events, attending other people's events, and then hosting your own events. Like I think when we talk about client appreciation events, most people immediately go to, oh, I do this annual or I do this twice a year in-person event, blah, 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 blah. And people are like, oh my God, that seems like a lot of work, time, and money. Right. So running it back a little bit, like pop buys are a great way, like especially if you have a small geographic region, but if you have a larger geographic region that you service, like maybe it's that you toss them all in the back of your car. And then when you're out in different areas of town over the next 2 weeks, you drop by people's houses, right? Or you hire someone to help drop them off or whatever it may be. So Popeyes, who here does Popeyes? Who here?
Sheena Richerella does Popeyes.
Sheena.
I don't know. She may be in the car or something, but
She's
yeah, I
not.
just wanted to
Her
shout her out.
camera's on. She's definitely, doesn't look like a car.
Oh, there she
No,
is.
I'm right here. Hi. I do Popeyes all the time, especially to expireds or canceled listings. And yeah, I do them all the time. It's very weird, but people generally are, once I start talking to them, they're actually pretty receptive.
So what
Love
are
And
it.
then if they're not, then I
so Popeyes are normally seasonal-ish type things. So like when you think of like holidays, people will do like things for 4th of July, things for Thanksgiving, things for the Christmas and holiday season, Valentine's Day, Super Bowl, like just like things where you would like, and then it's like maybe I've seen somewhere it's like a 6-pack of beer or sparkling water and like, whatever for Super Bowl, or, some sort of candy or flowers or something for Valentine's Day or Mother's Day or whatever, right? Like, Sheena, what are some types of things that you do?
So for many years, I've been doing pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving. I've been doing it annually. Oh gosh, I don't even know how many years. It's probably been at least 7 years now. And I literally just got a message from this guy. So I've been talking to this one guy or dropping by. His house got expired or canceled. And he's got a $2 million property. And I've been dropping by, dropping a pie for him every Thanksgiving for the past 3 years. And then he just reached out to me this summer and was like, hey, I guess we're ready to list our house coming up pretty soon. Would you mind if you stop by? And I was like, yes, great, sure. And
That
it's
must be some
just
good
all
pie.
is because because I just dropped off pies on Thanksgiving, and that was pretty much the deal. And I can't tell you how many other listings I've got just from dropping a pie off. And their guard comes down because I'm not even like giving any other type of like shtick about myself, about my business, about anything else. I'm literally just like, hi, I'm Sheena. I saw that your house was listed, but it's not. But I just want to give you a pie and I just want to introduce myself. Here you go. That's it. Like, and my card. And I don't do anything else. Sometimes they'll invite me in. I've had people invite me in and then they want to talk to me a bunch. And then sometimes I just leave. And then people will talk to me later on, call me like in the fall, I'm sorry, in the spring when they're ready to go. But I can't tell you how successful it's been because of that. Yeah.
I love that.
It's my thing.
Kim asked, is it always a pie? Kim, for me, it should always be a pie. I've never actually done a pot pie, but I love pie. So if you were gonna pop by my house, I would prefer a chocolate cream
Or cookies?
or cookies. Sorry, Sheena.
Well,
go ahead.
So I did pumpkin pie. I do pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving, and then I do a cookie platter around Christmas. But for the past few years, there hadn't been a lot of expireds or cancels because COVID, everything was selling. So there weren't a whole lot of that, those types of properties on the market. So around Christmas, I wasn't really doing a lot of them. I was doing them strictly on Thanksgiving, and then on Christmas, there weren't a lot more. I went through the whole entire year list of canceled, expired properties and tried to hit up. I'm talking like I was hitting a lot of places up, and
We just don't have that many houses up here, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was doing as many as I possibly could in probably a 2-day span, and I was going right before Thanksgiving. I'm talking the day before or the day, like 2 days before. So like the day before Thanksgiving or the 2 days before Thanksgiving. So they have like a fresh pie
Yeah.
right before Thanksgiving. And my plan is every single year. And then I was doing a cookie platter before COVID. I was doing a cookie platter around
So
Christmas time. Yeah.
here's the way I think about it. One, I talk to a lot of agents that call me and they're like, "Hey, the pipeline's low and I need business. Like I don't have enough closings the next couple months." And everybody wants the right now thing. Like, how do I get business tomorrow? Right. And what I love about Sheena's story is she dropped pies off for 3 years. And the thing is, well, for 7, but I mean like with this one person, 3 or 4, however long it was. I there's a thing that I've invested in apartment syndications, and those take like 5 years to ever see your money again. But what I like about it is I just stick my money in it, and I know I'm going to get some return 5 years from now. And it's kind of like that with these consistent things that we build out. It's like just go do pies every single Thanksgiving, and there's going to be some result from that. I think the problem is that we usually get busy and then we stop doing the things. And then all of a sudden things slow down and we want to start over and do them again, but they don't bring us the quick results. And so the more of these things that we can build in and consistently do, like Barb's postcards or Sheena's pies, or like these things that we can, there's no easy button. There's no easy button for you to go get a lead tomorrow. I wish I had one. But there are these consistent things. And then to bring it all the way back, Katie, so you won't yell at me.
Bring it back.
The
Tie a bow.
best way to tie a bow on it, to build consistency, is to actually have a plan. Like, what is your plan? Where is it written down? And how do you stick to it? And so we know, like, we can give you all of the things that you can go do consistently, but how are you gonna make sure you execute it consistently?
That wasn't a rhetorical question if people have ideas, but I think for me, when we realized that we were getting a lot of referrals from clients in Sphere and people were retransacting again or buying an investment property, or whatever the thing may be, we sat down with our coach in 2019 and we came up with, like, we're going to do 6 in-person client facing events, and what are they going to be, right? So if we did them every 2 to 3 months, like, what are they, right? But like, we also did some Popeyes, right? So like, we did a summer happy hour where we dropped off sparkling water or seltzers to their house with koozies. And it was just like, hey, like, welcome to summer. Have a great summer, blah, 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 whatever. Right. Like, I've seen some people put, in the chat that they've done photo shoots for Sphere. They've done apple pie or peach pie wines from Trader Joe's. They've done partnering with a local floral designer. Movie night. And so, like, one movie night, you can rent out a movie theater, which I actually think is one of the cheapest and easiest events to do, because you greet everyone at the door, you hand them their tickets and their vouchers for their food, and like, you can have your little small talk, and then they go in and watch the movie. You can go in too, but like, they go in and watch the movie and it's super easy. And then Laura said alternatively during COVID, she did like movie snacks and a popcorn bowl with a gift certificate for a movie, right? So that like they could do it on their own because we weren't gathering in big gatherings.
Trey and I did this big drive-in movie theater during COVID. That was probably one of the cooler things I've ever done in my real estate career. After that, I stopped doing cool things, but I did that one time.
That was the last cool thing.
Yeah.
And so there's lots of different things that you can do. If you just go to like Google, I know people don't know what Google is anymore, but it's just when you go into like the Chrome browser and you type into the little username area or the search bar, you can type in pop buys for realtors. And so,
Katie, you sound like a dinosaur.
What?
You
don't always have to go to chat.
You go to Chat GPT like
Jimmy
like a
Burgess,
modern human being.
our boy Jimmy B, with a video of
dude,
pop buy gifts that pop off. That is the worst / best
pop
title
off,
of
Jimmy.
Pop
off.
Pop off, Jimmy.
I
But
gotta
anyways,
screenshot this and send it to him.
okay.
Can
Papa.
I jump
All right.
in? You don't mind?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I
Misty,
don't
we've
know
been
who it
waiting
is.
for you to jump in, Misty. Get in
Misty, jump.
here.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So we have pretty consistently, I would say for sure, like over the last 5 years, we're hosting like 3 events a year. We do a drive-in movie theater instead of the actual movie theater. We do the drive-in. We do a night at the bowling alley. We have a contact. We can rent out the entire bowling alley and do an event. And then we do the pie event, but we actually have them come in. We don't do Popeyes.
That was
And
yeah.
we
So
actually
Frozy asked
started that.
what
We
a reverse.
started that during COVID. And so it was like, hey, just come do like a drive-through, get your pie kind of a thing. And then now it's turned into, events where people are coming in and we're making food and it becomes a little cocktail hour hangout type of a thing when you come get your pie. The problem that I'm having this year is that we are transitioning from like a team atmosphere to more of a solo agent. And so my concern is trying to continue to do these events that we've kind of been known for doing, but now having to fill the attendance with just one agent opposed to, the small team that we had before.
I got a couple of thoughts around these things, and then I want to get to Courtney. So, I love what Missy talks about having people come to her for the pies. As things grow, that's a more scalable approach, and you can usually, get more done that way. With what Sheena's doing, since she's going after expireds and canceleds, it's a different kind of audience there, as opposed to sphere pies. Lots of different pies. The other thing, Misty,
Pie.
that you mentioned was transitioning away from team and having more of a, I don't know, Kate, like we got to figure out what the name for this is, because it's more and more, it's like a collective of agents that are working together, but not in that team atmosphere. One of the things, Misty, I think you have to do is create something. And if you're an agent listening to this, like, Jennifer may be listening and saying, hey, I don't have a budget to do a big holiday party for my clients. What if I teamed up with somebody? That's actually what I did with Trey. I was like, dude, we both have small teams. Like, what if we just did stuff together?
We
Like,
did.
trust me.
Do you want the solution?
Well, okay. I was teeing it up, Katie. That's me
Okay.
setting
Oh,
the
sorry.
table.
Sorry. Continue. You were using a lot of words and I was over it.
So
I went to Trey and continue.
So you can partner up with people and just do them together. And Misty, the big piece is making sure that when you do it and you brand it and everything, you do it in such a way that it doesn't feel like Misty's event. Your clients know it's your event because you invited them, you sent them there and everything else. But branding wise, you make it where it's easy for other people to take ownership of it and invite their people to it. So, like, trust me, none of my clients were going to see this Trey guy and be like, oh, wait, I'm going to use him as an agent, right? Like, no, it was like they were my clients. They were coming to my thing and Trey was there. So, yeah, go ahead, Katie. Do it better than I said it, and then we can get to Courtney.
So we did this for a school supply drive, and basically when you registered on the Eventbrite, you said like, "Oh, the agent that invited me or my real estate agent is," and you put like insert name here, and then
Nice.
we were then able to take their list of registrations and say, "Oh, okay, Tim had 2 registrations, Melody had 47, and Katie had 42," and so like we then divided the charge of the expense accordingly to how many people were registered then checked in from each group. Oh, sorry, 1 for Tim. It was his mom.
Courtney, what do you got,
Melody
man? Let's go. No, everybody's tired of hearing from Katie. So what do you got?
I was just gonna say that no one's sick of Katie ever. So we
Courtney,
do a really good
brother.
trunk. I know you do. We do a really good trunk or treat. We're doing one next week,
That's
and we get a few hundred, honestly. And you'd be surprised at what people love. Like the face painter, huge hit. Also, balloon animals, believe it or not, huge. And people come every year. And I can't stress it enough. If you can do that, it's super easy and it's fun. We do a DJ also as well, but it's good. And it doesn't really cost us much. We have vendors come, we have food trucks come, and people pay for their own food. The only thing we pay for is just the DJ and some little gift bags for the kids. That's it.
So my friend Christy in Gulf Shores, Alabama, they do a lot of that, the trunk or treat. Courtney, great idea, brought that back up in my mind because Christy, they have an office that's like right on ish the main drag or whatever. And so she also has a karate school. So they co-brand a lot of the stuff with her other businesses, but they do like trunk or treat, they do coloring contests or something. I don't know. It's like some like draw me your dream home for kids. I don't know. It's very touching thing. Some sort. I'm doing a really good job of selling it, as you can tell. But she does a lot of community-based stuff. What I like too is sometimes like there are other like you like Courtney says we do this trunk or treat thing with like hundreds of people. Like you don't always have to be the one hosting the event. You could participate in your, maybe it's a local gym that does it, or maybe it's a local
Yeah.
park or a local school or something like that. And you could be one of the sponsors or one of the trunks or one of the whatevers, as opposed to being like, oh, I'm the one organizing and hosting all of the things, especially for newer agents, right? If you're just starting out, perhaps you don't have the budget to do large scale events, you can piggyback off of other events. What else? Any other thoughts? Did we talk about sponsors in
Sponsors for client
events?
parties,
Yeah.
events? What do you want to talk about?
I mean, that's
Getting
another
them?
thing for like budget wise, right? Like asking lender, inspector, title, construction company, AC company, insurance, if they would be willing to provide a few dollars to assist in the
Yeah.
expense, right? I know Quantella in South Carolina does she's done like a big like circus type event, right? Like, and she's like, it's a pretty expensive event, but like when all of her vendors throw in like $1,500, $2,000, it like significantly drops the cost down to where it's not, something that's costing her 20 grand, right? If you are ever asking sponsors for money, I would recommend not going to like 4 different mortgage people, like going to one mortgage person and allowing them to be the one person for that type of industry, right? Then also think about it this way, like what are things that your clients may need, right? Like when we think that clients only move every 5 to 7, maybe 10 years, like perhaps it's not the mortgage person or the inspector, right? Although you probably do a lot of business with them, maybe it's like the will and estate planning person. Maybe it's the person who does trusts. Maybe it's the home organizer, closet, whatever those things are called, closet organizer person. Like the home services type things that people would need. The painter, right? People paint their houses.
All right. Side note, though.
The office cabinet installer. That's another good one. The office office cabinet installer, like in your home office, Tim. Have you ever heard of one of those?
Are you just giving me a hard time because my home office is not set up yet? We have a big virtual event on Thursday, and you're mad that I don't have a good background. Are those your true feelings? Because if they are, then whatever. But I will say this too, on sponsorship for client events. I do think it's important that expectations are set properly. So when we do a client event and I ask my mortgage person to sponsor, I need them to know, like, hey, mortgage person, this is something where we are celebrating our clients and we're putting on a day for them. And so I want you to help us sponsor, but it's not like, I want them selling my clients on refinancing, right? Like we want our clients to come to this thing. They want it to be a great experience. And so setting expectations up front with your sponsor saying, look, I'm going to tell them how great you are. Like you're not going to get up there and do that. I am going to highlight all of our sponsors. I am going to make sure we blast you on the email, the socials and everything else. But you won't have an opportunity to be selling to the clients because this is the day for them, for their families and for them to have a good time. So making sure you for this type of event specifically, you should be prefacing your sponsors and setting expectations. If you're doing a home buyer seminar, by all means, like have your lender sponsor it and they can sell their products. But yeah, that's all. Just a little caveat on client events, which we should all do. Everybody should do client events. I don't care if you have 4 clients. It makes it an easier event.
And honestly, like for those of you that are sitting there like, oh shit, I do only have 4 clients. Doing a dinner or doing a cooking class or Tim has no clients. No, but like doing a dinner or a cooking class or something that is a little bit more of an intimate setting as opposed to like, oh, hey, here's this huge happy hour, this huge thing. Like, I love like we do a crawfish boil every year and we have like hundreds of clients come out and I love it. But you don't have any meaningful conversation with anyone because it's like, oh, hey, and then someone, and you're like, oh, shit, hey, Melody, what's up? Oh, wait, Savannah, and you're running around and it's crazy, right? Which is great and it's fun and everyone has a great time. They eat crawfish, they drink beer, and it's wonderful, right? But having a more a smaller setting is kind of fun, whether it's like a wine tasting, a cooking class, a dinner, buyers and beer roundtable asking questions.
Or get your top clients. Like, you have the top 10% of your clients that refer you 90% of the business. Go do some private dinner, private pottery class or something with them.
Just a little side note, we took Riley to do like painting at Mad Potter. I think it's a franchise, like Mad Potter painting, and they have
Yeah.
these like little things and use this like chalky paint, and then they like fire it in the little kiln thing. I told Ryan, I was like, I want to go back and do this on my own without her because, like, we were chasing her around and making sure she didn't break anything. It was a lot of fun. So like some of those like things that you're like, oh, this seems kind of stupid, like the Peyton Pinot palette, whatever the bullshit it's called, where you paint and drink. Like some of that stuff's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Let's get out of the usual norm. But all
I
right,
like it.
Thursday, further together, virtual with BAM. Please register. If I ever ask you to do anything, this would be the thing that I would ask you to do. We'll have the replay of this call and all of the other calls in the Facebook group. Let's make some plans for 2026, y'all. Thank you for
Let's do it.
joining today. Goodbye.
Later, everybody.